Glad to have you along, gardeners. Today we're talking about growing big onions, and one of the fan favorites of our customers is big onions. We're going white, we're going a couple varieties of red, a couple varieties of yellow, and Delia and I, we're going to go ahead and get the bed set up and we're going to plant. Now, to get a good onion, number one, we want to start with good nutrition, and in this case we're talking about our fertilizer. And so take a soil sample, get your soil sample for your ground, your specific ground, not your neighbors and anybody else, because they could possibly be doing something totally different. Get a fertilizer recommendation. If you don't know how to interpret that soil sample, then go up to your county's cooperative extension and talk to the county advisor. He can help you, telling you how much fertilizer you need to put. Now, if you're going organic or versus going conventional, that's certainly up to you. But look at as much as you possibly can information to make good choices. To grow a good onion, there's a couple things we need to do. We need a lot of water. Onions are also very greedy when it comes to nitrogen. They love nitrogen, and there's a starting point and a finishing point with it. And then how do we get our onions big? You have two options, I think, to get really big onions, and that's either to plant them by seed. And if I was going to plant it by seed, I would here in Kansas, I'd probably sow them in the fall and let them overwinter and then turn right around and they'd have a good start into the next year. Or you can buy the starts that's already starting to grow. That's our personal method. I do not plant bulbs. Bulb onions, they're ready to go to seed. We're talking a 2-year onion now. So its objective isn't to bulb out. Its objective is to actually produce a flower, produce seed. So in those cases, I don't plant bulbs. I've been planting starts, but if you wanted to plant seed, you certainly could. I think for my area, if I planted them in the fall, let them overwinter, they'd have a good start coming up, just like our garlic does in the overwinter. It does fine. So I'm certain onions would do the same here. So we need water. We need a well-drained soil. That's the reason why Delia and I do a little raised bed, about 4 to 5 inches raised bed, and we have good spacing for the varieties of onions that we're planting. So the next thing is your selection of a variety. Go online and take a look. Every variety is a little different. It'll tell you the daylight requirements of different varieties, and that will be a determining factor on the size of the onion. Now, certain varieties, you're going to get a 3 to 4 inch bulb. That's what the genetics can do. Then you have other varieties, they'll give you a 4 to 6 inch bulb. So depending on the type of an onion you want to plant, will determine its genetic potential. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and make a good bed that drains well. We're going to have it fertilized properly, so give us a good success. We're going to water, we're going to water, we're going to water, and we're going to continue to add a little nitrogen throughout the year. And stay with us. We want you to be successful just like our farm.
Good morning. Today we actually got a box from Dixondale Onions from Texas. So it's our little onion seedlings. Let's see what we have in here. Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
We've got, let's see, we've got Walla Wallas. We've got Candy. Let's see, we've got Blush. These are a new type of red onions that we're trying this year. We've got Pattersons. We did do these last year and they did very well. More Patterson. We've got, what are these? Elsa Craig. Were these white or reds? I don't remember.
Those are new.
These are new that we're going to try out this
That's
year,
what I
but
know.
I don't remember what color they were. We should have some other ones.
Look at the receipt.
Yeah, I guess that would be
That would be
easier.
a good one. There's the scissors right there if you need
No,
it.
it's just a little pouch. So we have Candy, Ret Candy, Superstar, that's the other one that we got last year. The Walla Walla, the Elsa Craig, which is new. Patterson and Blush, which is new. So those are the two new ones we're trying this year.
So one of the things that Delia and I do, and it's been advised by others, is to go ahead and sort your onions when you receive them. Now we like the starts simply because if you use bulbs, bulbs are going to want to go directly to seed. So it's hard for them to bulb out. So we use starts ourselves. You can actually plant onions from seed and get a bulb. So it just depends on how long your growing season is, whether that can happen. So what we want to do is sort them into large, medium, small, and we're going to plant them in their size appropriate groups. So basically that's what we're going to do.
And you can see how different the sizes are.
Yeah, between
Look at
yes, between one and the other. It's about the bulb size is what we're concerned with. So we sort them every year. Look at that little one. That is a tiny one.
Look at these.
Yeah, I'm dropping the real little ones. They're microscopic, some of them.
And some of them do make it.
Yep.
So
Oh, they do well. I have one onion bed completed, and we bought this gritter from Neversink Farms up there in New York. So anyway, what we do is we grid. This here lays out a grid here on there to help us plant in a straight row without using strings. So we're not using any machines to plant the onions. We're just doing it ourselves. So the gritter works very well for onions, and they have 3 different sizes, but this is the size we're going with. So and it's worked for us in the past. So let's go ahead and grid our onions, our onion beds. To make our raised beds, what I do is I just run the tiller down the whole bed, and then I turn right around, and we're going to use a hoe, and we're going to hoe our individual rows, looking for 30-inch rows, and then turn right around and smooth it out with a yard rake. So we'll show you all that, but the first thing we got to do is get to tilling out the rows so I can have some dirt to work with. Raising beds slightly for onions is very important, and to allow good drainage as well. We have some compost mixed in this, allowing the water to drain. Onions like a couple things. They like a lot of water, but it has to be good draining soils. Hence the reason we like to raise it up a little bit, allowing that water so they don't sit in water. And they also like nitrogen an awful lot. But that's a whole nother topic today. Let's go ahead and get this, this next row made for us.
today we're going to start planting our onions. We're going to start with the Superstar. They are a white onion, and we sorted them out yesterday with our bigger ones and our smaller ones. And I'll plant the bigger ones first. And we're going to do 4 rows and 4 per row. And it's a 30-inch bed, and we have like a 12-inch between our rows. And then the next variety, I'm going to start with the smaller ones so that don't compete with each other as far as nutrients and whatever else is in the ground. Planting them about 1 inch down, a little shallow but not too bad, because we are very windy in this area, and last year we did have onions that we had to keep replanting because when we had the winds they would get ripped out.
So we got 1 row done. What else? We're finding out that some of our onions were a little smaller pack this year. Is that right?
Yeah, in that one variety.
Yeah. So we're short some onions that we thought we were going to have. Now this is, what's this variety?
Alyssa Craig, and this is a new one.
Alyssa Craig, which they said it's an heirloom. It's supposed to get like 6-inch diameter onions.
Yep.
So.
Which is pretty amazing, starting from that to get a 6 to 8-inch diameter onion.
Yeah. Well, what we like to do, I think, or what we're doing this year, let me put it that way. Every year is a little different. One thing we're doing is we got a couple different red varieties, and so we plant a yellow, then a red, a white, and a red, and just something there to kind of separate them. Especially a lot of these tags end up going bad. I might try to get out here with a note paper to see where we're at, but a lot of that stuff kind of gets mixed up. You can tell when they're right. It's just nice for the customers to know exactly what brand they're getting. But you know, it's if we can't tell, we just tell them, you know, sorry, they just kind of got mixed up because due to the tags going bad on us. So, but I think we're making good progress. And how about you, Delia?
Yes, I'm ready to
call it quits.
Ready to be done.
Well, we got a little more to go.
Yep, we got at least another 5 boxes in the house.
We got 3 varieties. 3 varieties counting this one.
We got the red candy, which we're doing right now. We have Walla Wallas, and we have Pattersons.
Okay. The Pattersons are the ones that are supposed to be good for storage, so that's kind of why we go it. They're not the biggest onion, but they certainly are supposed to store well. Last year we were fortunate enough that we sold everything, so it really didn't come down to storage for us, but you never know. Well, gardeners, we got the onions all planted, and we got a few more coming on a different date. We've expanded it a little bit more, added another row. So anyway, we appreciate you having coming along with us. And like always, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and come grow with us.